This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. Do not kill or subject anyone to violence for religion, for you do not know for sure, and no true religion would ask this of you. The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and the wiser people so full of doubts. Bertrand Russell. As for respect, honor, and peace, the respectable remain respectable, the honorable remain honorable, and the peaceful remain peaceful. And does it not suffice in the sight of God who they are? Hello, greetings. This is me again, Zahra Jawad. Just fixing my mic here. Back on the subject here. Were Prophet Muhammad and Allah, or Allah and Prophet Muhammad, justified in fighting the disbelievers? Allah giving the command to fight them. So we're going to find this out. Let's see how long it's going to take for me. I'm not in the best of my conditions as usual. So anyways, will do my best. So I'm the kind of person who doesn't believe in violence but gets angry, and hope that's about it. Just repeating if you've missed this video of mine that I'm going to play here. So I think the violence is a weak person's ways of doing things. So anyhow, I'll play this again. Like I said, I'm not in the best of my health as usual. So let's see how this goes. I might save my live stream, might not save my live stream. Let's see. Most probably will, for the record, even if it goes bad. This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. Yes, so we're human. Can you understand that? The person who recently, multiple times, stabbed Sir Salman Rushdie. So for that, and praying for his recovery, quick recovery. And not much that I can say about that, just for me to feel right now, for now, and wish him a quick recovery. Although they say, the news says it's going to take a long time. So, uh, was just listening to Dr. David Wood's video on YouTube. Missing him on YouTube, but somewhere his video has been uploaded here on someone's channel. So about Salman Rushdie and many others. Thank you so much. Um, some ex-Muslim atheists and Abdullah Samir, and even for a little while went to see because it was for Sir Salman Rushdie. So Haris Sultan and Armin Nawabi. Anyhow, then I had to check that that video was long on YouTube. But then I had to stop that and then check his health. So he's out of the ventilator. And so this is what it is, I guess. Some of the extremists, Shias, or one Shia, or some Shias, and it's very, very sad. Uh, doesn't represent most of the Shias. So even when, if I was a Shia right now, I would condemn this horrid, terrible act. But I wonder how many Shias would condemn it because recently I was checking and saw that even at the time of Khomeini, these little kids, you know. So before I go on to my topic of is it justified to kill the believers in Islam? Why God thinks it's justified, and Prophet Muhammad through the Quran ayats first. So Iranian fatwa still dogs writer Rushdie. September 17, 2012. Excuse me. So sad to see this. A female child, little girl, we are ready to kill Rushdie. A black clad girl carries a sign vowing to kill Rushdie during a pro Iranian rally in Beirut's southern suburb 1 month after the Khomeini fatwa. Long time ago, many years ago, if this little girl knew what Dr. David Wood explained, showing the ayat and what Imam Tawhidi explained in his video, showing that ayat in Surah Talaq. So, about the divorce of these girls who have not menstruated yet. It's so, oh my God. Sorry, I'm cracking up here. Who have not menstruated yet. So I just thanked Dr. David Wood on the YouTube, some channel for can't, polemics, I think something polemics. And why? Because you know this the from the Sunni sources this hadith about Surah Najm ayat. Have you considered, seen, or heard
about Lat Manat Uzza. I couldn't get that. Like, what was that? So I didn't have the background on that. Recently, I mean, there was a earlier time when Dr. David Wood talked about this. I couldn't get it. Like, it was in on a live stream, and they were challenging Muslims to defend their prophet, or somewhere like that, right? Some years back, year or two back. So I could understand, but this time I understood that, oh, he received, it's written from the Muslim sources that he received revelation saying that you can use their intercession. And then he said, no, he came back and he said it's from Satan. And then he said, he corrected himself. He said, no, this is from Satan. So it was Dr. David Wood says that it's really something to listen to Dr. David Wood. I don't want to spoil his thing. So he's a great way at talking. He's great. He's a hero. So he's given me courage here again to come. Terrorism, respect for your prophet, for my former prophet. Uh, so uh, no, if you will not understand our feelings, I'm sorry, right? And also, Salman Rushdie comes from a Muslim, liberal Muslim family. Of course, you would not want this kind of a thing. And maybe your ulamas have not explained it to you, like Dr. David Wood explained it earlier. So if you want your girls to be married, and uh, maybe this explanation is right, or that explanation is right, or the Shia explanation is right about this ayat. And when they have nearly fulfilled that term, either retain them according to acceptable. Where is that ayat? You will provide for him in ways. Surat Talaq. Those who no longer expect menstruation among your women. If you doubt, then the period is 3 months. And also for those who have not menstruated. So you see, also for those who have not menstruated. Oh, also for those who have not, meaning little. Oh, can you so someone can explain to us? Let's see what the Muslim side of it says. Any article? Can see an article on this. Like, can you get married to small girls? Can Muslims marry? This is easier. Sorry, excuse me. subject to condition that serves a clear and real interest. Child marriage, is it permitted or is it a myth? Wiki Islam, subject of childbirth, say never arises in the Quran. Can go to the site. So, a scholar in a country said, well, islamweb.net. A scholar in a question. A scholar in a country said that child marriage, i.e., marrying a girl before she matures, is forbidden in Islam. Okay, and narrated. So, answer, praise be to Allah. Getting married at an early age is something that is confirmed by the Book of Allah, the Sunnah of His Prophet, the consensus of the scholars, and the actions of the companions and the Muslims who came after them. Getting married at an early age is something that is confirmed by the Book of Allah, the Sunnah of the Prophet. Moreover, the interest of Sharia proves it. The evidence from the Quran is the saying of Allah, and those of your women as have passed the age of monthly courses, for them the Ida prescribed, yes. If you doubt about the period, 3 months. And for those who have no courses, i.e., they are still immature, their Ida prescribed period is 3 months, likewise, except in case of death. So Allah set rulings of marriage, divorce, and waiting period for the women who have not yet had menses, i.e., the young girls. Thank God this site has accepted. And also says, if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with the orphan girls, then marry other women of your choice. Orphan girls, Surah Nisa, verse 3. Then marry other women of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4. Ummul Mu'minin Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, said that when she was asked about the interpretation, so much guardians were forbidden to marry such orphan girls unless they treated them justly and gave them suitable mahr. And so it goes into this site goes into their Sunni sources, Muslim sources, non-Shia sources, right, hadiths and all. Islamweb.net. Thank you so much. Sorry, excuse me. I'm a little down on energy and stuff, but okay, so now back to where do we go? To the sad part. So, this is the fatwa on Salman Rushdie many, many years back, you know, from Khomeini. Khomeini. And here is the reaction of the Christians on the Da Vinci Code. No, fact claims. So there was another one I found. Da Vinci Code sparks outrage and ennui. Ennui. That's a word I don't usually use a lot. So you can go to the Washington Post, and here you'll find how the Christians, how they dealt with the Da Vinci Code and why it uh, sparked such an outrage and ennui. Ennui. Okay, how should Christians view the fact claims of the Da Vinci Code? So there were some fact claims about the Da Vinci Code, and maybe that's why. And there was no killing, as far as I know, as far as I've read about the Da Vinci Code. No violence, just an outrage. So you can see the difference. It's really sad. Then I was thinking of when you come to Prophet Muhammad, even the Shias were not supposed to, you know. Oh, I've not put my mic. I'm charging the phone or something. Put the charger. Sorry. Hope you can now hear. I hope my voice is clear here. So I don't think many are here. Okay. So there's when you know there's a sorry Shias, there's a great difference, stark difference between Prophet Muhammad and his grandson Hussein. When you come to saying anything against Prophet Muhammad or even questioning the ayats you don't understand, my father was very diplomatic with me at the time because I come. Also, I can say that I came from a lenient, liberal family, a Shia family. So he told me that no, no. The way he told me was that I don't think we can question Prophet Muhammad, Allah's wisdom in this, and Prophet Muhammad's wisdom in Surah Azab ayat, especially 37, which I asked him about. But when we come to Imam Hussein, people are forgiven. Don't give, remove your bait of allegiance, your vow of allegiance to me. Leave me. Oh God, sorry, it just didn't. You can leave me in Karbala, as I showed you from the Shia site. Sorry, so that also made me kind of like, what is this going on here? And then recently I found out that, oh my God, these things, because of my case, I come here. I used to come here and then go to God and think so like lightly and freely. Sometimes even say things against God and all this. Uh, are you there and what are you and this and that. So I thought I was, because I come from a liberal family, I didn't know that it was so serious. Recently, I read in one of the Shia websites, not Wikipedia, about apostasy. So for men, it's death, and for women, it's life imprisonment unless they return to Shia Islam, and then there are conditions. Why is this person doing this? Is this person doing it out of arrogance or ignorance or, on what basis showing us? So you can read about that on a Shia site. Just Google search uh, apostasy for Shia, Shia Muslims, or in Shia Islam, Shia cases like that. Okay, so anything else? So just have to show you my notes now, what I've done over here earlier on in the daytime. But I couldn't come, I wasn't well. Fight against the disbelievers. So from Surah Hajj, chapter 22 of the Quran, verse 38. Surely Allah will defend those who believe. Surely Allah does not love any who is unfaithful, ungrateful. So the word I checked in Arabic was kafur. It's kafir here on Quran.com. I checked. And this is from multilingual Quran, I think, or yes, multilingual Quran. The ayats translated by Shakir. So slowly, I'll show you how the fighting takes place against polytheists, even kill them, because they attacked. I'll show you the verses 4, some verses I've selected for the believers and for Prophet Muhammad. They expelled and we were told through the Quran Hadith, so ayats, sorry, through the Quran ayats that they expelled and they persecuted. All this they did to Prophet Muhammad. Then in the end, you decide, or if you want to decide. If you don't want to decide, then you remain undecided, or if you know the truth for sure about your prophet, but there are people you see who remain indecisive, who cannot be sure about this prophet and whether it was justified. Because we have to see from both sides. We ought to see from both sides, I think, right? And the other side, we don't have much from the policy side. So, and wondering also about other things like the Kaaba. You know, when I did my law in London, I studied the law of acquiescence. When someone deserts a place and remains quiet and doesn't say much, and another occupies their place. So for how long can that be? The common law will tell you, or equity the British law will tell you for how long is that. So if the Muslims say, let's suppose, so I was a Shia, I was thinking of this recently, today also, that if it was Abraham or even Adam, Hazrat Adam's house that he built for, to worship Allah, this Kaaba in Makkah. As I checked the Shia site, they say that not only Abraham built it, but Hazrat Adam, I think, built it, or something like this. So then, what was how many years between Jesus and Prophet Muhammad? I did not check Abraham and Prophet Hazrat Abraham, and I don't want to say Hazrat Abraham right now because I will not, because I don't believe in them being Hazir and Nazir, right? So, because you see, they haven't respected idol worshippers and against not even the Jews and the Christians. These in Surah Baina, we are told the polytheists, the Jews, Christians who don't follow their religion or something, they're the worst of creatures. So we used to think, okay, Allah has the right to say this, but we don't have the right to. But it is not it is not you who threw, but Allah threw, and it is not, there's a verse there. So, but about this concerning who is the worst and who is the best, that's for Allah to say. So, in some things, we just used to keep our mouths shut, like in Surah Baina ayat, and let God do what He wants, say what He wants to say. But then the curse, Allah, the angels, and that's another. Yeah, that men altogether curse the disbelievers. Those who died disbelievers. After that, you can curse them. Allah, the angels, and men altogether curse them. The disbelievers who died disbelievers. So fight against those. So this I thought was in Surah Tawbah. It was like a built up, like first fight the polytheists, then these even the Christians are zalimun, wrongdoers. So I'll show you the side of the Sunni Muslim and all this, right? What are their views about Surah Tawbah Also, let me see if I'll get there if I can. If not, then sorry. But good verses say, "O people of the book, do you disapprove of us for no other reason?" Oh, this is, yeah, this is that the Jews and Christians don't like they resent or disapprove of the believers. Yeah. Oh, say, "O people of the book, do you disapprove of us for no other reason than that we believe in Allah and the revelation that hath come to us, and that which came before us, and perhaps that most of you are rebellious and disobedient. So do you resent us?" So we, as a Shia, I thought, okay, there were some Christians at that time who resented, uh, you know, sorry, excuse me. So the who resented the believers, disapproved of them. So this you can see. Only that we believe in Allah and the revelation that has come to us. Perhaps most of you are. And that most of you, not perhaps, here the brackets, and most of you are rebellious and disobedient. So I could say, "Oh believers, do you disapprove of us just because we don't believe in Allah and this prophet and his ways?" I'm not a Christian, neither am I a Jew, right? So I'll show you how maybe that Surah Tawbah ayats are very tricky. Like I couldn't understand, like, but I thought Dr. J had explained about the Surah Tawbah ayats that you kill the polytheists, even those who have made a treaty, who did not, were not included in that treaty thing, breaking the treaty and expelling you people, other believers, and from Makkah and all this. So, but in the end, I'll show you, and there's also one on Wikipedia. Oops, this is my files. Where's the Wikipedia one? In Wikipedia, you find the conquest of Makkah. Yeah, so did I complete my Kaaba thing? That if there's the acquiescence of the Kaaba, like 500, 700, 600, around 600, 700 years gap between Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. And this Kaaba went to the idol worshippers. So I wonder if Prophet Muhammad had the right to, after 506, it was like 700 years difference between Jesus Christ and Prophet Muhammad, right? And how many years of a difference between Adam and Prophet Muhammad? Then how many years of a difference between Hazrat Ibrahim and Prophet Muhammad? So you, meaning, Abraham, the father of monotheistic religion, Islam. So you can work it out and see if it was theirs now for the taking, Prophet Muhammad's. Why did God keep like such a gap until the idol worshippers, 700 years gap practicing idol worshiping in that Kaaba, had idols in the Kaaba. It was their sacred masjid now. So is it here where aftermath Abu Sufyan? Oh, so this the Sunni Muslim sources say that caravan. I wanted to see. Dr. David Wood had said caravan robber. For the life of me, I was like, caravan robber. Yeah, I couldn't understand. Caravan robber? So Sunni sources, the Umayyads wanted to uh, mar the. They were hypocrites and all. Abu Sufyan was a hypocrite and all this. So, background. So, some were saying here that the caravans that were robbed were due to this thing. They had arms and ammunitions, and they had to be stopped. They had to be arrested. They had to be, you know, stopped from doing this. So that's why. And some say that. Let me say this properly now. Where's the caravan robbing? Some say that this, and some say that. Let me show you. Not conquest of Makkah. Where have I put the caravan? Oh, this is going to take a long time. It's quite. So maybe in this I've saved caravan robber, robbing caravans of Abu Sufyan. Uh, so opening my tab, Suran Fall, caravan. So when did the caravan robbing? Why? Reason why? Did did Prophet Muhammad attack Abu Sufyan's caravan? So there's one that says here, while route to Makkah, and that is when Prophet marched out with his, clarifying the context of Abu Sufyan's caravan. Shall I go here? I don't mean any copyright issues. Infringement, sorry. Uh, Question: why was Muhammad stealing when the apostle heard about Abu Sufyan coming from Syria? He summoned the Muslims and said, "This is the Quraysh caravan containing their property. Go out to attack it. Perhaps Allah will give it as a prey." Ibn Ishaq, Hisham 428 slash 428. Sorry, Ibn Ishaq slash Hisham 428. Answer: in the books of Sirah, it is clarified that this event took place during wartime. During wartime, the Quraysh had gathered their wealth and collectively purchased the contents of Abu Sufyan's caravan. The value of the caravan was substantial. Moreover, it was transporting the weapons and supplies that they needed to invade Medina and defeat the Muslims. This caravan passed near to Medina while en route to Mecca, and that is when the Prophet marched out with his companions to attack it. It is well known that Badr was a defensive battle in which the ill equipped army of just over 300 men marched out. So, you see, this is the reason they give here for arms and ammunitions. He had to, they were transporting Abu Sufyan's caravan, transporting weapons, supplies that they needed to invade Medina and defeat the Muslims. They were after the Muslims. So, okay, I read this side and then I read I left it here. And so, going to Wikipedia. Yeah, this is the one. Early Muslim Meccan conflict. So, conflict refers to, so what happened here? Just skipping. When I say so, I mean skipping. According to Ar-Rahiq al-Maktoum, Rahiq, seal nectar. Important primary sources go forth against this caravan. It may be that Allah will grant you plunder. It is mentioned in Ibn Hisham and Ibn Ishaq's biography of Muhammad that for these caravan raids, Muhammad gave permission to plunder the caravans of their enemies and seize their goods and properties and said, go forth against this caravan. It may be that Allah will grant you plunder. Ibn Ishaq and Ibn Hisham, Siratul Rasulullah, page 95, and all this, right? That Muhammad said, this caravan of the Quraysh holds their wealth, and perhaps God will grant it to you as a plunder. Second raid. Because you see, when they moved to Medina, it is said, when the Muslims moved to Medina and Prophet Muhammad, they didn't have much they were quite in a, you know, they were quite poor. So that's why, another reason why they had to plunder. About a month after Hamza's unsuccessful bid to plunder, Muhammad entrusted a party of 60 mujahir, mu, don't tell me I can't pronounce this, muhajirun. So thank you. Oh, not feeling well, I guess. The raid was the commander of the second raid. The raid took place 9 months after the Hijrah. So where does it say that he told his uncle or his cousin, Hamza? The modern Islamic hagiography of Muhammad, written by the Indian Muslim author Safiur Rahman Mubarakpuri, Muhammad ordered the first caravan raid led by Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, Muhammad's uncle, 7 to 9 months after the Hijrah. A party of 30 to 40 men assembled at the sea, okay, Makkah, Medina. The leader of the caravan was camping with 300 Meccan riders. Were fighting. Uh, According to William Montgomery Watt and the Muslim scholar Ibn Kathir, the Quran verse, Surah Hajj, verse 39, was the earliest verse permitting Muslims to fight. However, he says there was a disinclination among the Muslims to follow the permission to fight, but they were given an incentive. After the Muslims were told that God prefers fighters to those who sit still and remain at home, and that for fighters there is a reward in paradise. Sorry, I missed this earlier on. Oh, goodness. Beginning in January 623, some of the Muslims resorted to the tradition of raiding the Meccan caravans that traveled along the eastern coast of the Red Sea from Mecca to Syria. Communal life was essential for survival in desert conditions, as people needed support against the harsh environment and lifestyle. The tribal grouping was thus encouraged by the need to act as a unit. This unity was based on the bond of kinship by blood. People of Arabia were either nomadic or sedentary, the former constantly traveling from one place to another, seeking water and pasture for their flocks, while the latter settled and focused on trade and agriculture. The survival of nomads or Bedouins was also partially dependent on raiding caravans or oases. Thus, they saw this as no crime. Oh, background. Muhammad's followers suffered from poverty after fleeing persecution in Makkah. Sorry, I missed this too. You see, suffered poverty after fleeing persecution in Makkah and migrating with Muhammad to Medina. The Meccan persecutors seized their wealth and belongings left behind in Mecca. Thus, caravan. This is another reason why, which is given in Wikipedia. Citing is John Esposito, Islam Expanded Edition, Oxford University Press, pages 4 to 5. So that's then I'm just giving you all these reasons that I've read, that I have read. So do you see this? This another reason why here given in Wikipedia. So skipping some, the raids were generally offensive. Uh, the early Muslim-Meccan conflict referred to series of raids in which the Islamic prophet Muhammad and his companions participated. The raids were generally offensive and carried out to gather intelligence or seize the trade goods of caravans financed by the Quraysh. So I even missed this, sorry. Montgomery Watt William. Citation Muhammad, Prophet and Statesman, Oxford University Press. Hope this is from the Islamic sources that these foreigners have. Anyways, he's not even alive right now for you to stab him or kill him. So, according to William Montgomery Watt, so you see, this took place. Another reason for caravan, but this site doesn't say that. The first site I went to, masjidds.org. What it claims to say is that Abu Sufyan, these Quraysh were carrying um, arms and ammunitions, weapons, transporting the weapons and supplies that they needed to invade. Now they wanted to invade Medina and defeat the Muslims. So you see, I have to read all sides. And another reason being when I was a Shia, now I realize that what if you say anything against Prophet Muhammad is blasphemy, you get killed by your marja. Uh, you're the person, a religious person in charge of giving punishments and all. So clerics, Shia clerics and marjas about this. So I had to read all sides, and so went to Wikipedia about the and this Masjid Darus Salam. But Wikipedia gives me this the early Muslim Meccan conflict. So how it built up, and then what happened? Second raid. You can read about this. Harar raid. I haven't read about this invasion of Aden. I didn't read about this, but I kept going down until I found that this built up, I think here, and then comes the Surah Tawbah and all this ayats, right? Permission to fight. The permission to fight was given in many stages during Muhammad's prophetic mission. At first, the Muslims were only allowed to fight the Meccan Quraysh because they were the first to oppress the Muslims in Mecca. Muslims were allowed to seize their goods, but not those tribes which Muhammad made a treaty with. Then Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight pagan tribes that allied with the Quraysh. Then Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight the Jewish tribes of Medina when these tribes violated the constitution of Medina and their pact with the Muslims. Subsequently, Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight people of the book. This is now in Surah Tawbah. So I was kind of confused in Surah Tawbah. If the people of the book paid a poll tax, jizya, then the Muslims were forbidden to fight them. But subdue them until they pay the. So we would think that they were running away from or they were evading this poll tax. Then you can fight them. Fight, fight, fight. Fight them, subdue them until they give the jizya. So slowly, you see the fighting. For you, it is great, not for me. And then Muslims were required to make peace with any polytheists, Jews or Christians, who embraced Islam and were required to embrace them as fellow Muslims, not as Christians and Jews, not safely send them, which the Quran ayat in Surah Tawbah says, safely send them back to their place. Finally, what happened, as you can read in Surah Tawbah, but it is very tricky and very uh, confusing for me. Now, this makes it clear. But still, there are some Muslims who say that no, even the historians, Muslim historians, that no, these things were put by these foreigners who wanted to mar Muhammad. Like they didn't, they were enemies of or something. Enemies of Islam, sorry. They didn't like, so they were prejudiced and all this. And so, no, it shouldn't be. It doesn't say it. Oh, it's about Surah Tawbah, ayat 7. And, under that you can see the commentaries and all. You can find an article from your a Sunni religious scholar. They'll say, no, they were. But I found it that, yes, this is what happened in Surah Tawbah. So, anyways, Wikipedia made it clear to me, but I have to see, but not the religious scholars and what is written by the historians. Some say no, this, others say no, they were set free. Only the ones they had a treaty with and who broke the treaty and expelled Prophet Muhammad and the Muslims and persecuted them, took their belongings and their houses. Uh, but what I saw was that He actually asked for it when he was in Makkah. Now, the clue for this is that, in the end of, I think, Surah Tawbah ayats. So I will start again. Fight against the disbelievers. Slowly, slowly, he's taking everything away from them, the polytheists, their Kaaba, uh, like that. So slowly built up. So here, like, if you see in this ayat, kafir, surely Allah will defend those who believe. Surely Allah does not love anyone who is unfaithful, kafir, ungrateful. Kafir is from the word kufr, which means a disbeliever. It could mean, so Allah does not love them. Slowly, slowly, uh, of course, no one is going to, Muslim is going to love them, right? So where's kafir? You see this word, kafir. Infidel, rejecter, pagan, denier, disbeliever, unbeliever, non believer, and non Muslim. The term is used in different ways in the Quran, with most fundamental sense being ungrateful toward God. God hates God. If God doesn't love them, that means God hates them, right? So there are Quran ayats like in Surah Nisa that the men, women, oppressed, children crying out for help and telling Allah, oh Lord, send us a helper from amongst yourself. Then there are ayats like which would you would think that when all avenues of peace were closed, then Prophet Muhammad was fighting battles that were defensive, not offensive. But that's not what I saw. He's actually making you hate them, hate the polytheists, the non-Muslims, the non-believer, fight them. Uh, Here he's using with the Christians and the Jews later on, because that's ayat. Sorry, Surah Tawbah is the one of the last. It was done in the end, by the end of his life, right? It was revealed or something that Imam Ali had to announce, read it, recite it there in Makkah, go from Medina to Makkah. So the end, finally he finished all of them, slowly, slowly finished the pagans and respect for respect. Oh my goodness. Res- respect the way he cleaned up these people. And now no one is left in, no polytheist was left in Makkah, I think, near the Kaaba, if you read Surah Tawbah. And they could not even come to the Kaaba to worship their God. And we are told they were naked, and even their women were naked, and they used to go around like this, naked, the men and women. This is the way they used to worship. So, see this, right? So, kufr, it's ungrateful, it's used, this is Wikipedia on kafir. So, that kafir word here in this ayat I showed you in my notes, ungrateful, you see? So, yani kuffar, kafir hain ye. और ये ungrateful हैं, ये treacherous हैं, ये खया खया इन खया क्या word होता है, what word is it used, unfaithful हैं, ये treacherous हैं. These are treacherous people. Surely Allah will defend those who believe. Surely Allah does not love anyone who is unfaithful, ungrateful. So until I was reading the English translation, I was okay with it. But now you see, kafir, transliteration of this word. And then comes 39. Permission to fight is given. Still on Surah Hajj, not Surah Tawbah as yet. But permission to fight is given to those upon whom war is made, because they are oppressed, and most surely Allah is well able to assist them. So we are told here that permission to fight is given to those upon whom war is made. Policies were warring, and whoever at that time, or war is made upon these poor oppressed believers, Muslims, right? And most surely Allah is able to assist them. But do you see the words creeping in like kafir, ungrateful, slowly, slowly building up, cleaning Christians, Jews, polytheists of his time. 40. I will show you that. It's coming to that. It's just an introductory build up. So, yes, here it says permission to fight is given to those upon whom war is made because they are oppressed. Okay, so you may choose this, but don't make a choice like this on one or two. Read the whole thing. Because you see, what is at stake? Justice for these disbelievers, their lives, their women, taken slave women, girls, and exception marriage. What is it? Married women, except for those whom your right hands possess. Surah Nisa, ayat 24, I think. So now back here, 40, Surah Hajj, still on Surah Hajj, 22nd chapter of the Quran. Shakir's translation. Those who have been expelled from their homes without a just cause, except that they say, Our Lord is Allah. And had there not been Allah's repelling some people by others, certainly there would have been pulled down cloisters and churches and synagogues and mosques. And were there? In which Allah's name is such much remembered. So Surah Hajj is like, oh my God, yeah, this great prophet. No, but did the pagan idol worshippers uh, bring down churches, synagogues? Hmm? So we have to see that, right? Did they? And the Quran must have missed that the polytheists didn't charge jizya for those living in Najran Christians, right? In Saudi Arabia, that side. So thank God for that, because then you can see that the polytheists weren't charging Christians, didn't make them dhimmis. But here we are told certainly there would have been pulled down cloisters and churches and synagogues, okay, and mosques in which Allah's name is mentioned. But you didn't pull down their gods, their idols. And not only that, you've said that they are mujrimun, they are zalimun, they are the worst of creatures. Allah does not love the kafur, in ungrateful. And many, in this one word, kafur, how many included? Ungrateful. Allah does not love them. What is He building up to? Only the oppressed? Only what this ayat says? Huh? You're going to stab people for disrespecting this prophet. Please, जाहलत का दौर नहीं है ये कि आप लोग फोर्स करके हमें मनवाएं कि आपका प्रॉफिट को रिस्पेक्ट करें. अब तो जो जाहिलत का दौर था, प्री इस्लामिक इग्नोरेंस एंड वो आप कर रहे हैं. लेकिन नहीं नहीं, हम तो पहले ये सोचते थे, वी यूज्ड टू थिंक, आई यूज्ड टू थिंक दैट वे, बट नाउ आई थिंक यस, यू आर डूइंग द what Prophet Muhammad actually wanted you to do. And he was like, because you see, you are like shaitan, and he gave you this religion, this shaitan. You know why? Because shaitan, we are told in Surah Araf, verse 17, right? Surah Araf, 7th chapter of the Quran. Anfal is 8th. Surah Araf. Then I will come to them from before them and from behind them, and on their right and on their left, and you will not find most of them grateful. Here, the word is also to be noted, shakirin, not kafur. So you have become like shaitan from all sides, left, right, and center. You are the ones. Why? He made you shaitan. And oh, this will come when whose is the kingdom? Allah's alone? Or and the messenger of Allah's. See how his God has. This of him is not there. They put it there in the translations of the Quran. Ayat. They put it in the translation. See the Quran ayat, how it goes. Surah Araf, verse 158. Say, O Muhammad, O men, I am Allah's messenger to you all. Of him to, no, of him, that's why I put in purple there, lavender. To whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth? Then look how Shaitan makes you. There is no God but He. He grants life. Why do you have to put it like this? Say, O Muhammad, O men, I am Allah's messenger to you all. To you all. Jamia. What? To you all. To whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth? Full stop. Then there is no God but He. He grants life and deals death. Have faith then in Allah and His Messenger, the Ummi Prophet who believes in Allah and His words, and follow him so that you may be guided aright. Here in this part, O men, I am Allah's messenger to you all. They put of him, meaning of Allah, to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth. They put of him. It's not put in the ayat itself in Arabic. It says, O men, I am Allah's messenger to you all, to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth. Now you figure it out. It seems that Shias have figured it out that Allah's messenger was not, unjustified in fighting the polytheists, in fighting the people of the book, Jews and Christians, to give him the jizya. Finally, he gets them perhaps killed, fighting the person who evades jizya, book, Jews, Ahl Kitab, people of the book. I will show you how the built up is. Allah does not love the kafur, the treacherous, the infidels, and the kafur, ungrateful, non Muslims. So here I just wanted to add this about whose is the kingdom. You can see that I think he wanted himself, to him belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth. This could have been put, this part, you see, had this part could have been put, there is no God but He, to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth. He grants life and deals death. But no, it's not put there like that. It's put here. Say, O Muhammad, O men, I am Allah's messenger to you all, to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and earth. Surah Tawbah, Ayat 116. Indeed, Allah's is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. He it is who confers life and causes death. You have no protector or helper apart from Allah. Oh, and do not take intimate who do not take Him, Allah, Him, and the believers as intimates. I think Surah Tawbah it comes, I must have missed it here to put it in my notes. Thus fight against disbelievers. Fight against 73, Surah Tawbah. O Prophet, strive against the unbelievers, disbelievers and the hypocrites, and be severe to them. Jizya, no. Year 73 doesn't say jizya. Thus fight against disbelievers and the hypocrites. Just fight and be severe to them. So those who say that in Surah Tawbah, Ayat 7 means only those polytheists who, and then, you know, oh, only those polytheists who broke the treaty with Prophet Muhammad, expelled him and gave him, persecuted him and the believers and kept persecuting him and all this. Now, finally, in Surah Tawbah, ayat 73, which you miss, and please see who are the disbelievers. Who are they? And they who do not respect the ties of kinship. Well, later on, you see in Surah Tawbah that even you cannot respect the ties of kinship with your fathers and mothers and sisters if they do not believe in Allah and the Prophet and associate others with Allah in His divinity, even if they be near of kin. But the polytheists here are blamed for not respecting idol worshippers. Where? Polytheists. So you see Christian zalim mean? I forgot to put the number of the ayat and all here. See, Surah Maida ayat 59. Say, O people of the book, do you disapprove of us for no other reason? Yeah, this is oh, no, I remembered here, it's up here. Surah Maida, ayah 72, Christians call zalimin, wrongdoers. If you read this in English translation, wrongdoers, but zalimin contains a lot of words like kafir. And I will miss that point. What did I say? The idol worshippers? Who do not, in Surah Tawbah, we are told, where is it? No respect for ties kinship. Surah Tawbah, ayat 10, they neither have any respect for kinship nor for agreement in respect of the believers. Such are indeed transgressors. But finally, slowly and surely, even the Muslims, you believers, what are we told? 113, ayat 113, Surah Tawbah, same ayat. After it has become clear that they are condemned to the flaming fire, it is not for the Prophet and those who believe to ask for the forgiveness of those who associate others with Allah in His divinity, even if they be near of kin. So this person in a very clever manner is Allah. Do you get my point? Or do I have to say more? Here he's saying they don't respect kinship nor for agreement, and I can't trust him for agreement in respect of the believers. What Prophet Muhammad must have done in Makkah when he was in Makkah against the idol worshippers, making fun of their idols and saying, I mean, how many things against the idols, even in the beginning verses? Idol worshipping is wrong. Surah Shura, where's Surah Shura? Mujrimin, called Mujrimun, worshipping criminal. It's shirk. It's unforgivable. It's also a crime. This is Surah Shura, verse 98. When we held you as equals with the Lord of the worlds, and no one, 99, and no one misguided us except the criminals. Now, in hell, these mushriq would say, you know, uh, we worshipped you, we made idols of you, or, you know, things like that. And no one misguided us except the criminals, except you criminals. Mujrimun. Okay, this taken from Quran.com, footnote. So, yes, Surah Tawbah, verse 29. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah. Finally, after polytheists are wiped from Makkah, you would say, right? Oh, no, no, lead them to the safe place. Those who haven't, who have kept the part of the treaty or who were not involved in this, who didn't harm the believers in any way or help in any aid in any way, those who did. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day and who do not consider unlawful what Allah and His Messenger have made unlawful, and who do not adopt the religion of truth, i.e., Islam, from those who were given the scripture. Now he's after the Jews and the Christians. Fight until they give the jizya. Okay, fight in brackets, but you know what? Given the scripture, until they give the jizya willingly while they are humbled. So you know what? A tax required of non-Muslims exempting them from military service and entitling them to the protection of the Islamic State. Concurrently, zakah is not taken from them. Being an obligation only upon Muslims. So the zakah obligation is on the Muslims. The jizya obligation is upon the Christians and the Jews. Polities are finished, gone cases, right? Then about, you see this, why you should not take these, their rabbis. You know what they do? They take money. Do not take monks and rabbis. Isn't he taking money? As lords. After this, Surah Tawbah, Ayah 31, right? So why are we told? Not because, no, do not associate anyone with Allah. And they were not commanded except to worship one God. Take the scholars and continue. I think it's a verse, maybe following verse, let's see, or 32. Fain would they extinguish Allah's light with their mouths. We are told that now they want to extinguish Allah's light with the mouths. At least they're not taking the sword up, but maybe that's what it means. It is Allah, glory be to Him who sent His messenger, guidance and the religion so as others dislike it. Those who believe in Allah and His messenger acting in obedience to the sacred law are told many of the Jewish rabbis and the Christian monks unjustly take the wealth of people through things such as taking bribes Oh, this is an abridged explanation of this Quran ayat. Surah Tawbah, verse 34. O you who have believed, indeed many of the scholars and the monks devour the wealth of people unjustly. Devour the wealth of people unjustly and avert them from the way of Allah. But He is taking wealth justly. I'm saying you decide. You see, but for me as a Shia, when I realized I somehow got this thing that something is missing here. My father saying, don't, no, no, we don't know the wisdom of Prophet Muhammad and Allah in this ayat, Surah Azab, right? So do not question. Like he shut me up, and of course he's not going to tell me because he knows my disposition. Perhaps he thinks he knows my disposition. But you see, then later on, what happened, even he said that I would not have been, I don't know what I would have been if Imam Hussein was not there. Because Imam Hussein worked completely against, uh, not like Prophet Muhammad. You can say things to Imam Hussein against Imam Hussein. You can't say anything to Prophet Muhammad. Blasphemy. You see what Khomeini did? And you see what this religion has made us. Let me show you, right? This religion, when Zakir Naik, this Shia, Darwish Sabir Hussain official, I feel so. I was like going down today, just remembering, but even more so going down. Zakir Naik Mal'oon, Allah Ta'ala, praising Yazid Mal'oon, complete video from questions till answer. You sit and you talk with Zakir Naik, right? Bas, ऐसे, Mal'oon, and just, he said, praising Yazid. Allah. So Zakir Naik views on Yazid, and then I think he starts to, then he has even, I think, clarified about this matter. Mistake. Dr. Zakir Naik mistake about Yazid. He made a mistake. Ham Qadam. 3 months ago. नाइक आज तक परेशान है परेशान है वो बड़ी गलती जिस पर जाकिर नाइक आज तक परेशान पशेमंद he's regretful, he's परेशान, he's worried, परेशान है, परेशान. Oh my God, he's regretful. Someone just, a Shia calls him Darwish, Sabir Hussain. Now, Naam mein, I don't know. This is such a tragedy. Like, your heart doesn't tremble? How can you be sure? जो Prophet Muhammad ने किया वो तो Imam Hussain ने बिल्कुल उनके against किया Prophet Muhammad. Because you could not say no to Prophet Muhammad. There's no way you can even question him or disrespect him. Disrespect is a far off thing. People were, you want to die. You want to die questioning Prophet Muhammad? This is such a shameful tragedy by Shia doing this. Pagal. I mean, this is really, it got to me. Now, those who believe in Allah and His Messenger acting in obedience to the sacred law are told that many of the Jewish rabbis and Christian monks unjustly take wealth and take only those who take Allah and His Messenger, and it goes on like this, and believers as intimates. Who strive for His cause and do not take other than Allah, His Messenger, and the believers as intimates. So, believers do not advance before Allah and His Messenger and fear Allah. Hujurat ayat. Imam Hussein, what did he say in Karbala on the 9th Muharram or 10th Muharram? You leave, I relinquish you from the oath of allegiance. Surah Anfal verse, shall I remind you again? Obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not turn away from Him after you hear His dot 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 dot. Obey Him and this and that. Let's see, you can't even, what are these Christians or idol worshippers? What another condition for them is, do you think that you will be left as you are while Allah has not yet made evident those among you who strive for His cause and do not take other than Allah? See now, other than Allah. What was it? Do not associate anyone other than Allah. And do not take, but here it says, and do not take other than Allah, His Messenger, and the believers as intimates. Do you think that you will be left while Allah has not yet made evident those among you who strive for His cause? But Imam Hussein said that, leave me. His messenger doesn't say, leave me. But the ones who are given a Guero, they are hypocrites. And do not take other than Allah, do not take other than Allah as your, associate. Do not associate anyone besides Allah, right? Oh, you see, he's made he's used the creator and with his, some 99 names of Allah attributes from somewhere he's gotten, right? That's the creator, right? He's used it. That's it. He's got a mind. He's got a great mind. He's got a criminal mind. If you're going to tell me I should not use the criminal word for him, he's used it for the idol worshipping gods and goddesses. For those the idol worshippers associate with Allah and worship them. Why can't I use it for him? Because, no, I can use it for him because he seems like a very cunning, and he wiped out idol worshippers from Makkah. So this is my side. And the belief other than Allah, do not take anyone other than Allah, your associates. But you're going to say, no. Here it means that creator, partner, this. No, do not associate others with Allah. Now, here you are taking other than Allah, His messenger, and the believers as intimates, meaning do not take other than Allah. Yani, you are taking Allah, not only Allah, but His messenger and the believers as intimates. Prophet Muhammad has become you worship. That's how Abu Bakr was right. Oops, what ayat is this? Surah Tawbah, ayat 16. Don't forget these ayats. Well put, Sahih International. Do not take other than Allah any associates, right? Here it doesn't say like that. So where's the one you worship other than Allah, His messenger, and the believers, intimates? Huh? Choosing for familiar, none save Allah. Ooh, what a word to use, really. A community of believers. But Allah as well. Oh, yes. Yes, only His messenger and the believers. Besides. And do not take anyone, have not taken anyone as an adherent besides Allah and His messenger. Let me see the Surah Tawbah, Ayat 16. उनको तो बोला है बिल्कुल भी एसोसिएट क्रिश्चियंस को बोला है किसी के साथ अल्लाह के साथ नहीं करो 16. Do you think that you should be left alone while Allah has not yet tested those among you who have striven hard and fought and have not taken walija? Walija. Alija, walija. Sounds like Sindhi. Alijo. Alija. Wait, sorry, excuse me. What's walija? God knows what walija is here. But you know what wali is? Friends, there's wali Allah, saint. Duni men. Wait. Wali jatan. God, jatan.
وليجة.
Intimates. Jat. Yani community. And do not make intimate friends with the disbelievers, His messenger and the believers, and do not make intimate friends with the disbelievers. You have kept part of your bargain very well. Where have you now respected? So we were told that these policies didn't respect kinship. They're part of the bargain by respecting their ties and respecting the believers. Mm. And now you're suddenly doing what they have done. So tit for tat and saying he's the messenger of mercy to all the worlds. Have you seen a messenger, a true messenger who would do tit for tat, like, and completely like wipe them out and ask them now, don't come to this Kaaba. Law of acquiescence. 600 years have passed since Jesus Christ Difference between Muhammad and Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad. You see, huh? Law of acquiescence does not take. No. First, it says, yes, your direction, your prayer direction is Jerusalem. Maybe Beit el Il is there. Hazrat Ibrahim's Beit house is there, right? And then, when we clean up the Kaaba. So no, no. Actually, eventually it came to this that whatever you were told in the Quran that the polytheists were giving him trouble and persecuted him and this and that, and maybe it was a caravan robber, maybe he was harassing them about their gods in the idol, in the Kaaba, and so why can't polytheists were allowing Christians to come, Jews to come, or you know it wasn't like Medina, they were living peacefully. Or even if they were having skirmishes and here and there, but still there was peace. This person just overtake everything, overcome everything, overpower everyone, and took the Kaaba and didn't allow. And you remember, don't forget that Surah Tawbah ayat that. Do you think that the giving of water is the same as believing in Allah and the last day, right? So here we have it. Do the believers think that Allah would leave them without testing them? Testing is one of Allah's customs, and they will be tested until Allah clearly proves. I'm reading an abridged explanation of the Quran. Do you think that you will be left as you are while Allah has not yet made evident those among you who strive? So now Allah wants to make evident. So He wants to make a division. And do not take other than Allah, His Messenger. You see, it's not only a fight for the oppressed or those expelled or oppressed, it's also who believes in Allah in the last day and who obeys and takes Allah and His Messengers' decisions and takes Him as a judge. So please provide your proof. Now you see, nowhere can you go because you can't be connected with Allah. Only through the intellect can you, or methods that He's given you. Pay zakah, believe in Allah, pay the zakah, pay the jizya. Where will you go? With Him, you cannot go anywhere, and it's Allah. Then you'll eventually have to go after Him to Imam Ali and Imamat, or take the Sunni way, the Sahabas. And for the rest of your life, you'll be, if that's what you want, praying and all this, that's your personal thing. But we have also, like you see, intellectually, you can't reach Allah. You cannot be connected with Allah. He's closer to the believers than their own selves. Although Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein, if you say, like Mansur al Halad said, Ana al Haq, you will be killed. And we have this. This is a great tragedy. So I just have to quote Dead Poets Society movie quote. It is a war, a battle. We don't kill, but we have to save our hearts and our souls. Hearts, okay, have I finished this? Explaining, and do not take other than Allah. Do not take anyone other than Allah. Anything. No, no. Here it says, and do not take other than Allah, His, and they who do not take other. See, what conditions left? While Allah has not yet evident those among you strive for His cause, who strive, jihad, and do not take other than Allah, His messenger, and the believers as intimacies. He's actually bringing the walls, you know, he's actually bringing them closer. Now the gully is like, street is going in, coming in. What do you call that? Suffocating. Who will be left in the end? No Christian, no Jew. Polity is gone. He's making the way, the street walls narrower and narrower and narrower. This is Surah Tawbah, Ayat 16. When we are told here that no one hearts, where is it? Hearts have a tendency to go astray, you know? And then Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, who say, Our Lord, let not our hearts deviate after you have guided us, and grant us from yourself mercy. Indeed, you are the best. Until Prophet Muhammad doesn't intervene, there will be no mercy for you, or for the Christians, or for the Jews, or for the polytheists are gone cases here. So this is Ali Imran, verse 8. Oh goodness. This until today I have not understood. Like seeking those who are firmly grounded in knowledge say. So the Shia say that here put a full stop. Oh, so he it is who sent down the book to thee. In it are verses basic or fundamental. They are the foundation of the book. Okay. Others are allegorical. But those in whose hearts is perversity follow the part thereof that is allegorical. Baba, this is a book. In this book, if you, why would you, hearts is a book? Okay, sorry, I didn't understand this. Seeking discord and searching for its hidden meanings. But no one knows its hidden meanings. Knowledge of it you have been given but little. Even here, no one knows its hidden meanings except Allah. Was this meant for you people to guide you to, so you know the hidden meaning so you can rise above? Oh my God, it's such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. Let's say you can't go into the gnosis, the esoteric, except Allah. And those who are firmly grounded in knowledge, just stop it. Acha, so you'll have to go to Imam Ali. Rasulullah, and then afterwards. So stop, full stop. Say, we believe in the book, the whole, and, or not a full stop, hidden meanings, not except Allah. Not only except Allah, there's no full stop here for the Shias. Except Allah and those who are firmly grounded in knowledge and they say, we believe in the book, the whole of it is from our Lord. Of course, the whole of it. And none will grasp the message except men of understanding. But why does it say here perversity in the house? Follow thereof part that is allegorical, seeking discord. He has left no stone unturned here. These poor people, he's blaming them of taking this book. Okay, very good. He's covered a lot. Hidden meanings. So, is there any seeking discord? I can understand. Okay, you use this book, any energy, you can misuse it, you can use it for benefit others and yourself. But, and searching for its hidden meanings. You see, where will you go? You will end up going to, after Allah, Prophet Muhammad, and then your Caliph or Imam Ali, Imamat, and those who are firmly grounded. Tell us, Shias. I mean, I know I have been a Shia, sorry. So, you know, I don't mean to say tell us Shias. Like when I was a Shia, tell me about it. We can't go anywhere. We have to end up going to the Messenger of Allah, after him, Imamat. Because you see, here also the verse is that the ones firm in knowledge say, our Lord, the ones firm in knowledge say. Now the ones firm in knowledge are also saying, our Lord, do not let our hearts move away from the truth after you have shown it to us. What are we going to do who are not firm in knowledge? Comment, Shias. And then we are told in another verse that God, Allah, or let's say Rab, Lord, intervenes. So all you need may be that if Allah is in your heart, what else? Allah intervenes between the men, men's hearts. What's that ayat? I can't have it. Sorry for these. Where is it? I keep forgetting. Here it is. So this is jihad that he calls you to, whatever he calls you to, will give you life. Whatever he calls you to gives you life. Zainab bin Josh, she was miserable what he decided, Allah and him decided, and then she married him. Here we are told that if you, hype up, fight, that will give you life. And know that Allah cometh in between a man and his heart. So give response, yani listen to Allah and His Messenger when He calleth you to that which will give you life. Why did Imam Hussein say, go away, they only want me. You can leave tonight in the darkness of the night. And then this one, and know that Allah cometh in between a man and his heart. So if we just, my thing is here, point that if Allah cometh in between a man and his heart, why do we need all messengers? This is what I was saying that other day, thinking that some people can't read They are low in comprehension. Why doesn't Allah just come in our hearts and tell us, Ar Rahman, come in my heart? Then shaitan will not remain. Either Allah remains or shaitan remains, they say, as they say, the Shias and some believers, or even Muslims. All Muslims say this, right? या तो Ar Rahman रहेगा या तो Allah रहेगा. I didn't even put my या तो Ar Rahman रहेगा या तो Allah रहेगा. I didn't put my mic here, I forgot. So let's see, some of it may be very in a low voice of mine. Whereas either a Rahman will remain in your heart or Shaitan. So Allah cometh in between a man and his heart. And then the hearts have a tendency to go astray. That the Shias also will tell you that if you sin, you are people, mistakes, we are made of this, you know, Hazrat Adam made a mistake. So what are we? So he could have just come in between us and our heart. God knows where this whole thing has gone wrong. You don't need anything else. But then we are told even the believers who are firm in knowledge, they pray like this. And then we are told that they are so humble that it's their humility, it's their humbleness. How humble. Allah's custom, they test until clearly those who strive with sincerity, who do not take protectors apart from Allah, His Messenger, and the believers. No, when he talks to the Christians, he says that when he talks to the, when he's like with the polytheists, he says this. He, do you understand what I'm saying? Um, so the way he cleared polytheists, the way he cleared the Jews and the Christians, he cleared Medina from, he cleared Makkah. This man, and if you're going to tell me to respect what I've seen, it's not going to happen. You can't have that. I will not respect him. A tyrant. You want me to be unjust. Tell me, are you going to respect a tyrant? No. You go. What you have done is death, blasphemy, what you did to now recently, uh, Salman Rushdie. Iran's hardline newspapers praise Salman Rushdie's attacker. Okay, from Army Nawabi at Haris Sultan, I heard there's a God knows what's going on. But my heart has been sinking, sinking. Ayatollah Khomeini never read Salman Rushdie's book. The notorious fatwa has a complicated history that still plays out. So, if you don't respect Prophet Muhammad, we will kill you. We will come after you, and you think we should be like Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini calls on Muslims to kill Salman Rushdie. How many have been killed? You know, because of this book. Shia children, this little girl, my God, where, huh? I got a shock of my life. This little girl, oh my God, what is this? Do you see this little girl? We are ready to kill Rush. Do you see? Little girl, we are ready to kill Rushdie. What is this? Iranian school children, no mercy for Rushdie. Oh, oh my God, these little girls. If this is what religion has done, these little girls like this, there's no way I can respect your Khomeini or Prophet Muhammad. These are Imam Hussein's followers. What a stark difference. What here we are told Imam Hussein on the 10th of Muharram, you can leave me, take the darkness of the night. Where was it? Imam Hussein. I thought Imam Hussein was saving lives. I was questioning why did you kill them? Why not save Yazid and his army's lives? Don't you think a great person would do this? And here we have a stark difference between Prophet Muhammad, what is said in the ayats also of Surah Anfal and Surah Tawbah. And Surah Anfal, respond to Allah and His Messenger. He's calling you to life, meaning arouse them to fight against these. Ashura, 10th of Muharram. We want you tonight that Imam Hussein has asked me to request you. Let's see, this is the one? No, this is not the one. You can leave me. Leave me and allegiance to me. No allegiance. You can. How should I put it here? Here's another one. Siptain.com. The night following the ninth day of Muharram presented a unique spectacle. Spectacle. Final shifting. Sacrifice. Great sacrifice. Sebeazin. Yes, you are all free, my companions, members of my family, my sons, everyone to leave without being liable to anything. I release you from the oath. This one also says the same thing. And excused you and excuse you all, and you may go free from my obligation. They, i.e., the enemy forces, have nothing against anyone except me. No, sorry, my eyes are popped out, open, wide. I can't believe this. Do not feel guilty. The night is dark. Take advantage of the darkness of the night and depart. Huh? What a stark difference, right? Here in Surah Anfal, where is it? Sorry, I did not have to open it, just that I can't find Surah Anfal. Do you think that you will be left as a striver and do not take others than Allah? No, no, not this one. They're getting confused here, tired. Surah Tawbah, there is a sword. Where is it? My Islam. Oh. Surah Anfal, ayah 24. Am I, or you have believed, respond to Allah and to the Messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. And know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, and that to Him you will be gathered. You know what this means? Respond to, which gives you life, meaning jihad. I think it means fighting. Surah Anfal. So I just want to read Surah Anfal verse. Where shall I start from? What was the verse again? 16? Oh, I keep forgetting. Oh God, 24. Surah Anfal. It is spoils of the war, Anfal. Verse. This is such a stark, such a shock. Can you believe this? Abhi meri aankhein, my eyes have just opened to say after many live streams that, stark difference between what Prophet Muhammad said. You've got to obey Prophet Muhammad. There's no way out of it. You have to obey him, right? So you have to respond. If he says war, Baduans can't, that means they are hypocrites. If you say no to him, and who are exempt from war, for the worst of beasts in the sight of Allah are the deaf and the dumb, those who understand not. So it's like a war built up, something to fight against these people when The worst of creatures on the face of the earth in the sight of Allah are those who are deaf, and indeed the worst of who do not use reason. Had Allah known any good in them, He would have made them hear. Now, even those who don't, we- and when we use reason, you say, why do you? No, no, your reason is bad. Oh, you have faith in Allah and follow His messenger. Respond to Allah and His messenger. Being dedicated, oh no, abridged. Oh, you have believed, respond to Allah and to the messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. And know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart. I wish He did. And that to Him you will be gathered. Gathered. And fear a trial which will not strike those who have wronged among you exclusively. And know that Allah's only, and even it will take the innocent even. And remember when you were few and oppressed in the land, fearing that people might abduct you. Fearing. You were not abducted. Or were you? You were fearing that people might. Again the fear comes. ये खौफ है खुदा नहीं है इधर तो खौफ है कि I will be abducted यानी kidnapped और ये सिर्फ खौफ है that's only like phobia fear like Islamophobia and remember when you few were few deemed weak and deemed weak ضعيف I think it was the funa the earth fearing you are weak you are fearing that might do away with you that might do away with you the men oh good huh? Then he sheltered you and strengthened you with his help and provided you of the good things so that you may be thankful Allah. So this is like great, that God came to when I was a Shia, right? This is oh he removed that khawf, unnecessary fear from me because of weakness. You have that fear. I now understand because I've experienced it. Like I've experienced astral energies and all this jinns. Otherwise, I would never believe in that. Do you think I'm not that crazy? I have to know the root of cause and the scientifically find out if jinns exist or not. So, by the way, in my previous some live stream, I said atheists will not tell you this that this prophet. They will say he was a tyrant or there was some psychological. So that day, Abdullah Samir's video, he uploaded. He was saying that what the problem is that this person, people who believe in religion and all this, when they have schizophrenia, they don't go for, he's made it like this for them. So, no, I went for the psychiatrist. I went to Aga Khan and, I Risperdal and all this. Dr. Hussain, psychiatrist, very good one. What's his name? Musarat Hussain. Very, very well known senior psychiatrist doctor. There's Zafar Qureshi also, Dr. Zafar Qureshi. But I didn't go to him, my mother's doctor. But you see, the medications don't work. They have a terrible. So, but you have to be very careful. It's not like you sit at home because God forbid if you have schizophrenia and it's not due to black magic or something. You must, and the psychiatrists are going to give you medication. But you know, there's like I was also seeking alternative. I hope you find alternative methods. But at the same time, because these medications didn't suit my mother, neither did they suit me, or nor do they suit me now. So, searching for something that would heal, alternate herb or something, heal people. Because you see, a part of it, in a way, this person, religious people, would not go to psychiatrists, but I've seen many go to psychiatrists. Many you should get checked. I don't know how to say this. You should, but when you go to a psychiatrist, they will give you medication. If you tell them that you've heard voices and you think this and that, which is not there, that you're feeling something, that you have auditory, they'll call it hallucinations, smell hallucination, you know, seeing hallucinations. But do both, like also go to a spiritual good one. Go to a very trusted one. Don't go here and there like I went desperate to the Shia Sayyid and he messed it up. Or maybe even it has something to do with the reincarnation or, some of the things. Like this doctor, fearing that people might abduct you, but he sheltered you, supported you with his victory, and provided you with good things that you might be grateful. I wish he could have do this, just do it without, just directly fearing that people might abduct you. Are you seeing this? आप ये देख रहे हैं कि ये एक खौफ था इनके दिल में. Abduct you in the war battle after, not captives, but abduct you. So, okay, what was the point? I was here, I went into that schizophrenia problem and fear, tumult, or oppression, which affect us not in particular, only those of you who do wrong. So even it affects the innocent people. I know that Allah is strict in punishment. And the believers. So the point here I forgot, and remember when you man fearing that people might abduct you, but he sheltered you and supported you. So the point here is that fight, or you believe in Allah and follow His messenger. Do not betray Allah and His messenger by disobeying the commands. And failing to stay away. Oh, abridged explanation of the Quran ayat. O you who have believed, do not betray Allah and the messenger, or betray your trust while you know the consequences. 27 of Surah Anfal, it's not Surah Tawbah. 27th verse of Surah Anfal. I really hope that never, never do you come across any kind of calamity But here it is said even the innocent people get it because of the wicked. What they do, none. There's a ayat, I think, that none is spared hell fire, something. So life is full of this. There's no peace or lasting peace outside. And the punishments, the disaster that may come, afflicting not only the ones because of these corrupt people, but even the innocent get it. And know that your riches and your children are only a temptation, and that in the providence of Allah is a magnificent reward. Providence is there, yes. Oh, you have believed if you fear Allah, He will grant you a criterion and will remove your misdeeds and forgive you. And Allah is the possessor of great bounty. So fight. I was looking for 24 verse. No, like so fight where when He calls you to meaning what gives you life. So anything, if He says fight, you better fight. You must fight. So you have to respond. Call to mind when you were a small band despised through the land, afraid that men might despoil and kidnap you. But He provided a safe asylum for you. I wish it had been so for the Jews and the Christians and the polytheists. You see, I now see it differently that a great man, great person, a true messenger, would not force these people and assault them. Oh, and if you read that, yeah, so read that Surah Tawbah. Now I haven't finished with this, and my mind is. So if he calls you to what gives you life, then why did Imam Hussein tell them no? If he tells you to go now, if he tells you, but he didn't, you think you see with Shias it's a bit difficult to explain to them. The Baduans, there were only 72, and so he said, "Now go leave." Baduans were wealthy. I know you are faithful companions. You would give your life. It's enough. They just want my life. Imam Hussein. If he says go, go. If he says fight, fight. Right? This is what the Shias will say. Imam knows what's in your heart. And this is like a gnosis now. It is high. These are very high companions, and this is Imam's wisdom, Imam Hussein's wisdom. If if he says go, going will give you life. Respond to his call. Now no more war. Right? If he says go, no more jihad for you here to protect this Imam. Where's that verse 24? See here, Rasulullah is saying his grandfather. If Allah had found in them any good, He would indeed have made them listen. So Imam Hussein found good in in its companions. O you who have believed, respond to Allah and to the Messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. Here it could mean jihad or whatever, including whatever Allah and His Messenger call you to respond, which gives you life. And know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, and that to Him you will be gathered. Right? So here, if Allah and His Messenger are saying fight, meaning fight. But the problem happened here was that in Imam Hussein's case was that you break the oath of allegiance. Where is it? You break this oath, which really got to me like break the oath. You are all free. I do not think that the enemies will give us a day more than tomorrow. You are all free, my companions, members of my family, my sons and my nephews, everyone, to leave without being liable to anything. I release you from the oath and excuse you all. You know, this is the oath of allegiance to Him. From my excuse you all, and you may go free from my obligation. They, i.e., the enemy forces, have nothing against anyone except me. Do not feel guilty. The night is dark. So, this oath of allegiance, this bait, which in Surah Fat, we are told if you give oath of allegiance on his hand, it's like giving it to Allah. Now you can break it. So we were told like this, like the Shias would tell you. Imam Hussein can tell you to break the oath. So if Rasulullah had told the Badawans, but he knew that let's see, you are very loyal. Um, I'm most pleased with you. I know no companions more loyal or better than my companions, and no household more reverent or pious than my household. So may God bless you for my sake, because you have been good and cooperative. I do not think that the enemies will give us a day more than tomorrow. You are all free. Take advantage. So he says, you are loyal. I know you would give your lives. Imam Hussain knew each and every person there. At the end of his speech, the Holy Imam asked his brother Abbas to put out the lamp in the tent so that people may walk away in the darkness without being ashamed of being seen by him. It is reported that as soon as the lamp was put out, all those who had accompanied the Holy Imam from Makkah in the vain hopes of making their own fortune began to desert the Holy Imam in batches. Oops. And when the lamp was again lit after a while, there were left only a few here and there. Oops, sorry, not all of them were loyal. So, how do we work this out? There were the good and the bad ones. Sorry, there were the good. I didn't read this. I final shifting. Sebastian. There were the good and the bad ones mixed up in his camp, but when he needed, but what he needed was only a pure and clean stuff to be presented to God along with himself. This is like my English stuff, American English. Many who had accompanied him with selfish intentions had deserted him, and of those still left, the Holy Imam wanted to effect a final shifting so that only those who desired nothing but the pleasure of the Lord. You see, still, uh, so this is, he's giving them, he's saying, oh, so he's testing them. But does he really mean it that do not feel guilty? This I have to work it out because it seems like, no, no, you can't say this. I mean, the Imam cannot test them like this. On one hand, you're saying they're free. On the other hand, you're saying that Imam wants to test who are the loyal ones who don't want anything else, nothing, who want nothing. So the Shias have worked it out. But I still haven't worked this out. It is reported that as soon as the lamp was put out, all those who had accompanied the Holy Imam. This means that on one hand, the Shias would say that, yes, I've had my doubts about this. You see, you are all free. This is like Imam is testing who would be those who want nothing from this world. But so I haven't worked this out. So you see, the Shias think they've worked it out. But I see a problem here. Maybe some hypocrisy has come in my heart. But I prayed a lot. Maybe praying, I don't know. But some interest in life. That's why. And know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart. Like I was willing to give up, right? I sat there making my decision that even if I go insane, I have to leave this loved one, person I'm attached to, and so may Allah come tell me in my heart and this and that. A lot of beseeching I did to God uh, um, that even if I have to go mad or something, but should not come in the way of my loved one. You see, my loved one, a very good lady. She has her life and all this. So let the other you love shine and be, be happy in their life and choose how they want to live. And what if, they find out that you are sad and all this without them? How would they feel, right? But I was a little bit, maybe not that sincere. I was trying hard to control my heart and praying to God and all this. It turned out I was trying my best and it took a great toll on me. I felt I had given my all, and I only had like 1% when I was in college to give my best. I only had 1% or something less than that. And couldn't give my best. So I felt I was sincere. My intentions were sincere, but that I couldn't give. And now my energy is also going because I feel that way, and I felt that way, and it's coming back the feeling. I gave my best as much as but I didn't have that much energy to like my best. I couldn't. No, I couldn't give my best because I felt I didn't have that good in me to give the best even. And so that's how it went. So here, the the Shias, what would they say? Offer sacrifice, which had been termed by God Sibazi, the purity. Why would Imam Hussein say that I have to? I'll, you are, there were good and bad ones mixed up. So what did they want? In his camp? So he was testing the hypocrites from the true ones. But what he needed was only a pure and clean stuff to be presented to God along with himself. I see. So this was like a test. It wasn't actually that they were going to be free and forgiven, but he wanted to get rid of the bad ones, the hypocrites. Is that what you are saying? And that what he was saying was just, you are all free, my companions. This was just said to test these people, to distinguish between the bad ones, rotten ones, and the true ones. Because that's what it says earlier on. So this statement was not because he was saying that because you are free, actually free, but he was just testing them. So it was a testing thing, superficial. It was for those rotten ones to leave. See, a great person would really mean it, what he says. Surah Fatah, no, you cannot. Uh, he was just testing them. So that's true. His grandfather is dark. There's not much of a difference then. If he just wanted sincere ones and he was testing them like this, you're not actually free in Islam to leave an imam. What a sad thing, what a sad tragedy. So that's why I had to leave Shia Islam and will never come to it. So it would be for me, according to one website, Shia website, an article, life imprisonment, maybe, right? As an apostate, because this website, Shia website, said that for women, they don't give a death penalty, but men, unfortunately, death penalty. So, if my brother or someone listens to me, let's say, or my father, and says, yes, yes, okay, but better to keep quiet, not announce it, because if you want to be honest and you want to announce it and you want to do like me, then you could, you know, death penalty from the Shia side also for apostasy, and anyone can come and stab you several times, assault. This is what Prophet Muhammad in Surah Tawbah has, like, no one should even say a word of disrespect to Prophet Muhammad as blasphemy. So forget this ayat that you people say in Surah Tawbah, that this is against those. You are you are assaulters for Prophet Muhammad. You are lovers of a devil. Any side. An announcement from Allah and His Messenger. Dissolve treaty. Like this, right? And you say here, oh, except are those with whom you made a treaty among the polytheists, and then they have not been deficient toward you in anything or supported anyone against you. So complete for them the treaty until their term has ended. Indeed, Allah loves the righteous. And then here, and when the inviolable months have passed, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them and capture them and beseech them and sit in wait for them at every place of ambush. This is your shaitan. This is what he has taught you. Because, this fifth verse, and there are many others in Surah Tawbah, Shia shaitan, Ex-Shia sympathizer shaitan. Because you see, I could not understand why shaitan would do this. And shaitan, is next to God. After God, it's shaitan. Then I will come to them from before them and from behind them, and on their right and on their left, and you will not find most of them grateful. And you as Shia believers, you like this. It's beautiful to your eyes. It's made beautiful to you to kill, because shaitan, you are shaitan's followers. What can we expect from you? There is no, you, you want to, you want blood. You want to kill. You want lives. But it's made so beautiful to you, this religion. When the inviolable months have passed, then kill the polytheists wherever you find them and capture them and beseech them and sit in wait for them at every place of ambush. But if they should repent, establish prayer. But if they should repent, establish prayer and give zakat, then let them go on their way. Meaning, slowly, slowly, other ayats in the Surah Tawbah, I have a lot to do. He's making you, he's finishing the Jews and the Christians. He's making you obey him, respect him, revere him. He's making you into a Muslim believer. Not only a Muslim, a believer that obeys him, every decision he makes, and worship him and kill for him. Even a word of disrespect towards Prophet Muhammad, which is justified, which I have showed you, I proved you today. Very difficult, from one side. Because this book is from his side, his shaitan. And who's next? Come, you Pakistanis. Who's next? Do you think I'm scared of you? You scared that a lady? She's not scared. You should be saving. You're going to kill. You will go to hell. Such a shame. 24 years old. You should be in school studying, making your life. We're not scared of you. I wished I was there. I wish I was, I wish it had not happened to Salman Rushdie. You are cowards. You are terrorists. Even Shia extremists. Then I will come to them from before them and from behind them. I was supposed to properly, I have failed somewhat. Oh man, I'm Allah's messenger. You see this Surah Tawbah ayat building up, some of the Surah Anfal ayats. Here he says that they had no ties of kinship. You give them tit for tat, even if they be near of kin. Slowly, slowly, okay, those, oh, politics oppressed me and our Muslims took our belongings, expelled us, we had to save our lives. They kept persecuting us. Finally, you know what he's doing? He's wiping out Jews, Christians. Surah Tawbah. After it has become clear that they are condemned to the flaming fire, it is not for the Prophet, those who believe, to ask for the forgiveness of those who associate others with Allah in His divinity, even if they be near of kin. What's important? What he's saying actually is that what is important that you believe in Allah and believe in the Messenger and associate Him and Him alone and His believers with Allah. This is most important. This will give you life. And Creator is used a certain and there's ayats, okay? And Shaitan also we at least this much we should know that I was told that of course later on you realize that Shaitan has great knowledge of Allah. He was very close to Allah. After Allah, there's Shaitan, and you will not be free. See, there's someone who tells you now, I found they know the sound which can uh, sit down properly, tell us which organ of ours is. Oh, he's our bodily physician, he's our this or that. What? Tell us which ayat is good for our health, which sound of the ayat word which would heal our liver, heal this part. He doesn't say these things. बस चिपका के पेस्ट कॉपी प्लास्टर लगा दिया है अल्लाह इज द क्रिएटर नाम दे दिए हैं एट्रीब्यूट्स Ar-Rahman maybe he took from the idol worshippers, most gracious maybe. Maybe from the Jews he's taken, from the Christians he's taken. Because if he was a true prophet, these kind of things, कि जो शैतान कर रहा है, I would say, I would be more inclined to the Christians than Christ. But this monotheistic, I know. Then I will come to them from before them and from behind them. This actually is made you do. Even today, like you can see a Shia sympathizer doing to what he did to Salman Rushdie. Slowly, slowly, even you Shias, look at what Khomeini made you do. You can't disrespect him, but he can say that idol worshippers, how will I prove to you that idol worshippers, you can worship an idol, you can worship, uh, even idol worshippers will not do to Christian Jews of that time, I think, what this Prophet Muhammad did to them later on. You see, at least they were living in Medina and the Christian Najrans were living in Najran or Najra, right? But what he has done, it is in conclusion, yes, he puts that he's been oppressed here in the Quran, those who have expelled the believers also from their homes, Lord, and that, uh, uh, what says in the multilingual Quran, oh, about this Surah Tawbah ayat, that, oh, he was actually, he didn't want any mischief and corruption had spread so much. They have Christians called Zalimin. You don't do the, and no matter how truth told in a beautiful way, peacefully, uh, I mean, weren't the Jews and the Christians believers? They believe in God, blessings, this, that. But no, they're still not true. But he wanted some high kind of, so hypocrites. Okay, so a big, great person. No, this will not give you life. No, war will not give you life. You can, some great person would say, you can believe, like Dead Poet Society, you can have your unique beliefs, but just don't believe blindly. With reason, believe. With proof, believe. And you live in peace as Christians. Although, sorry, like I will tell you as a friend, like a friend, okay, that, no, I'm sorry, I haven't seen Bibi Mariam. I don't know, right? So, no. And I haven't seen resurrection. I mean, there are 30 people who saw it, but I didn't see it. So, no, I cannot believe in that. I have to find my truth within me, right? But you can go on. If you feel this will save you, Jesus Christ is your Savior, then you can go on. I put everything in front of you and say, look, I have this and this proof from God, right? It's better if you do this and not do this, might lose your souls. You might lose yourself. This is a lower thing. It's not that high. This is all man made. There's Jesus Christ coming and saying he's the Son of God, and now I can explain to you the whole thing about your wrong beliefs. Okay? Then I can say, look, I explain my side. Now it's for you. What if I offer you something better that you can see with your own eyes, and you don't have to rely on history and then going to Moses' history and this history. There's lots of uh, understand and going to another book, another one's book. You want to read stories, you can read stories, but it won't lead you there. Here, it's just a distraction. You want to improve your English, you want to be creative, you can do that. But like Jiddu Krishnamurti would explain, religions have failed. Sorry, I don't believe in this original sin, like that, and leave you alone to yourself then. Live and let live. Hate and let hate. Disagree and let disagree. But keep your hate feelings to yourself. If you hate someone, keep it to yourself, sort it out in yourself. Or just tell the person, I hate you, please keep a distance, I don't want to see you, don't come here. You don't have to go there and stab them and kill them and all this. Who are you? Who has given you the right? This Shaitan has given you the right. Oh, they disrespected my. What kind of a thing is this in your life that Shaitan has given you? Yes, I believe now that Shaitan, even in Shias, is there. You see, this is what I was going to say in the beginning, I forgot. That your dispositions, the Quran ayat also says personalities are there, your jealousies are there, prejudices are there. Maybe you want this $300,000, or maybe even a Shia. As a Shia, you could be jealous of me. So let's leave all this aside and let's do this scientifically. I'm not oh yeah, anyone can get jealous of me, right? I see this fabulous woman, she is doing great work, and I say, wow. And I could get jealous of her, right? This great woman, I'm like here, oh my goodness, this is beyond me. This is such a great woman, what she said. Like, I tell you, this was like amazing meditation and practice of truth speaking, right? This is like, this is what I was thinking of, but I didn't have words. Now I can get jealous of her. Things can come up, even as a Shia, I tell you. So it's your disposition, it's your ego. Realize this and see the other person shining. Let them shine. Realize your low, dirty self. Realize it. See it. There's nothing like this woman I've never seen. What is she saying? My God, it's too great. Meditation and the practice of truth seeking. Shanti Sada. Even as Radharani, I've come back, or I'm getting signs. I've been going berserk. So you see, Muhammad's book, Allah's book, it is very, very dangerous. There could be a Magi out there, like was and did it after so many years. Stabbed Salman Rushdie, and a Shia friend, I am telling you, can get jealous of me. So there are lots of people don't know, they have their different dispositions. And this Quran ayats of, and on top Khomeini, he will go in some hell. hellfire, Khomeini. Okay, I thank you very much. I will continue later. I just have feel like going now.